Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, bringing you some commentary over some 28-1 Capture the Flag gameplay. It's regular CTF, not Infinity CTF. To be honest, I much prefer going for gameplays on Infinity game types, and I just find it more fun in general. I mean, I know people hate the imbalance of the ordnance, like the randomosity of it. I've just made up randomosity, but it sounds professional. The randomosity of ordnance drops and, like, you know, the fact that you could get a needler and sticky grenades, or you could get an incineration cannon or a sniper. And, you know, it is pretty ridiculous, but for me, it just adds to the fun, especially when I'm on for a gameplay. Like, the act of just calling in ordnance from the sky to me is epic. Like, just like, oh, I need a gun. Hey, God, up there. You know, massive space overlords, call me in a gun please, and then it just like drops in from the sky and I'm like, yes please, this is awesome. And when I'm going on for a gameplay, like, that really just adds to the adrenaline rush. I know a lot of people see like those kind of additions, and I think there's a lot of it present in the new game Titanfall, of, you know, like the Titans themselves. The Titans are like basically mechs, you know, similar to what you see in Matrix Revolutions, or a game called Lost Planet had mechs also. You know, it's not the first time they've done mechs. But you call them in from the sky, and it's kind of like, I think it's going to be like a kill streak, but I don't know, you call them in from the sky, and to some people that's like cliche, it's gimmicky, it's just trying to, you know, that isn't an actual worthwhile gameplay mechanic. But to me, I'm just like, yeah, please, yeah, call it in from the sky, this is epic, I'm going to get in my giant robot, it's just come in from the sky, and I get totally wrapped up in the excitement of it. And it's always been a problem for me when it comes to like game criticism and trying to dissect games from their release, because, you know, when a release game comes out, you don't want to fall for the wrong game and then realise it's bad later down the line. You don't want to get into the game and just like be blinded by the aesthetics, or blinded by the fact that everything is quite fluid, but then not notice that there's problems in actual game design. And that's always something I've been responsible for. Like, I mean, I played the Call of Duty games for a ridiculous amount of time, and I will admit that a lot of the games that I played, such as Modern Warfare 3, I played that for way longer than I should have done, and it was a terrible game. Like, it was an awful game. But I was like, kind of like, I just got sucked into the atmosphere of the whole game, of the new additions that weren't necessarily, you know, groundbreaking or anything, but they were just put in to keep your adrenaline going, you know, all the ridiculous amount of kill streaks and stuff like that. And I just need to not get blinkered by it, I suppose. And with Halo 4, that was always a giant concern for me coming into it, because Halo 4, I freaking adored every single element of it. Like, when I first played for the first 2 days, I remember just talking to my friend, and I was just like, I don't care about anything that imbalances it. This game is freaking amazing. Like, the graphics were just like, what the frick? Haven as a map is just like, oh my Jesus. And I find it hard to have a more balanced viewpoint on things, especially at, you know, the release of the game. And now that I can see that the game's been out for quite a long time, I'm still glad that I made that decision to, you know, give it more of a chance, to enjoy it more. Because I think a lot of the time what does happen is a lot of people have the opposite effect, and that is that they've had a negative experience with the past game. Like, they've trusted a game that they played in the previous series, and I think this was a massive big problem with Halo 4, is that people trusted Halo Reach too much, and then that trust got broken, and then they felt like they'd been betrayed by their game developers, because, you know, we played Halo 1, Halo 2, Halo 3, they were all massively successful games, and at the time, everyone was just like, oh my god, Bungie can do no wrong. Yeah, I'll put down £45 for the next game. And when they came out of the experience, they just felt a little bit sour, because it wasn't necessarily up to the standards, at least in my opinion. And, you know, if we're going by popular opinions and sales figures and that, you know, sort of reasoning, then a case could be made that Reach wasn't really a groundbreaking game, or anywhere near as successful as Halo 1 and Halo 2, Halo 3. In initial sales they were, but in terms of player numbers and player feedback, you know, the forums, all that stuff, it didn't necessarily weigh up to what they had achieved in the past, what Bungie had achieved in the past. So then they went into Halo 4, and it was like, oh, right, you know, I'll give it one more try. I didn't really like Reach. I played it around a friend's house, and it sucked. Or, oh, I went around and did this, blah, 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 blah. But, you know, I'll give them one more chance. I'll roll the dice one more time, and, you know, maybe they'll win back my faith. And then there were obviously, I think it led them to be way too negative at pre-release. Like, they were way too skeptical, like, not willing to give Halo 4 the benefit of the doubt in a lot of areas. It was like, well, you know, the second they noticed one part of the game which was slightly imbalanced, it was like, right, that's it, throw the table across the room, throw your chair across the room and have a tantrum, just like, this game sucks. Like, oh my god, look, they've gone the way of imbalance again. There's these dumb armor abilities again, and then there's and just all this negativity surrounding it. And I almost wish that Halo 4 was the game that came out when Halo Reach was meant to come out, because I feel like Halo Reach made people more cynical, made people react more negatively, and they wouldn't give the game the benefit of the doubt. Whereas they did, a lot of people would have tried to give the game, tried to give Halo Reach the benefit of the doubt because of the successes of Halo 1, 2, and 3. So they gave it more time and more, participation, and that could be proven by the fact that the numbers are higher in Halo Reach. The consistency of players playing the game in Halo Reach is higher than Halo 4, and I think that is a result of, Halo Reach was the first misstep by Bungie, the first game that wasn't necessarily quite up to par. So then, as a result, they came in Halo 4, and they were like, well, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of having these games that aren't up to par. Halo 4 looks a little bit worse. I'm not giving it. Whereas I think if Halo 4 had come out after Halo 3, people would be going insane, is what I'm trying to get across. That was kind of hard to word my opinions correctly, so I hope I didn't confuse you guys with any dumb analogies or something like that, but that's just the point I was trying to get across. I still love Halo 4, and although there's not much to talk about it on YouTube, to be honest, I still will be playing the game for a long time, and I'm still enjoying it thoroughly. So I hope you guys enjoyed watching this commentary. I have been Modest Major. Peace out.